Hi Flosstube, I'm Rachel, StitchyRach here on Flosstube and also on Instagram. It is Tuesday the 23rd of August and this is a YouTube channel about cross stitch. Hi everyone, welcome along to my channel where I talk to you about my cross stitch and sometimes about some knitting and other general waffliness about life. Welcome if it's your first time here. Welcome back if you are a subscriber or if you are a long-term viewer. I appreciate you coming back and liking and subscribing. It's just over 2 weeks since I filmed my last Flosstube, which is a little later than I intended. I also feel like my very lapsed Catholic self saying that. It feels like confession here. Father, it's been 2 weeks since my last confession. Anyway, it's been just over 2 weeks since my last Flosstube, and I did intend to record this weekend, but we had guests staying, so that didn't kind of work out, and therefore I was planning to record yesterday, but at, what time was it? 1:45 AM on the 22nd of August, one of my children turned up in my bedroom saying that they'd been sick in their bed and had a tummy bug, and so yesterday was very much spent dealing with ill child. Fortunately, it very much seems to have been a 24-hour thing and that seems to have passed, so a bit of peace and quiet today, and I'm not feeling like a zombie quite like I was yesterday, and have time to record. Sorry, slip of tea needed. So it feels like so long since I last recorded. It feels much longer than 2 weeks. I had so much drama. The day I recorded, and if any of you watched my last video, you will have seen a little cameo of my dog, who is a Labrador. He's nearly 2, he's called Stan. And the Sunday afternoon, he cut his foot. He cut his foot really, really badly. Cut his pad, cut in between his toes, and nicked an artery, and there was blood everywhere. I cannot describe to you how much blood there was, and I was having to kind of wrestle him to the ground and wrap it in a towel and try and put pressure on it to stop the bleeding, and my husband's doing the emergency vet because they never do it Monday to Friday 9 to 5, do they? No, definitely out of hours vet. So much drama. There's blood all up the walls and I was just covered in it down my front, and anyway, the dog is fine. We got him to the local veterinary hospital, which is kind of the out of hours vet, and he was put under and had kind of an intense stitching all around his foot, and he's fine. He's been recovering. He was finally allowed to have a walk again on Sunday, so it was 2 weeks until he was allowed a walk. So I've been dealing with a very bored and in pain and probably a little bit depressed Labrador, but he's fine. He's fine. He's getting fully back to fitness. There's still a little bit of healing to do on the pad, but it's well on the mend, and he is much more cheerful, having had 2 days worth of walks. So that happened. We have had guests both weekends, we've done a lot of some holiday things, so just life's been really, really busy. So as a consequence, I haven't got huge amounts of stitching to show you. I do have some, I'm going to show it to you, and I have plans and I have haul. So yeah, that's where we are. So I suppose without too much further ado, I will crack on with showing you what I've got. So I haven't got before and after pictures, I'm sorry. When the kids go back to school in September, I intend to fully get on top of the before and after pictures, she says. So the first one I've got to show you, I showed you last time. This is in a House of Stitch and Stash project bag by Rika King. I will link her below. I don't know if she's making project bags at the moment. She had a project bag of the month club last year, which I was in, which is where I got this bag, but I don't think she's doing that again. And this is, what is this in this bag? This is Jane Marshall 1857 by Hands Across the Sea Samplers. This is available as a PDF download on their website. I bought it at the start of 2020 when it was a fundraiser for the New South Wales Fire Service, but I think it's just a pattern on their website now. So last time I saw you, I was telling you I had a WIPGO goal on this piece of 1 week stitching, and I needed to do 1 or 2 more days to get to my week, and I did that, and this is where I got to. So not quite as far as I hoped. I was hoping to finish that kind of coral, kind of circular or figure of 8 on its side pattern along the bottom, but I didn't quite get there. But I am really pleased with the progress on that. I absolutely love this. This is stitched on, now can I find what it's stitched on? It's stitched on 36 count clotted cream by Foxglove and Lace Linens, and I think for once I said that right. Foxglove and Lace Linens, and it's showing pretty true there. It's really nice to stitch on this fabric actually. Really enjoying that. And I'm stitching it not in the called for, I'm stitching it in my own conversion. It's charted in 3 different things including DMC, but I decided to do my own conversion from Stash, which is here. It's similar to the original, but obviously a little different because it's my own conversion, and it's mainly colour and cottons or classic colour works. In fact, it's all colour and cotton or classic colour works. And have you all seen that Peakside Needlework in the UK are starting to stock colour and cotton threads, which is very exciting because that, as far as I am aware, up until now has not been a UK stockist of colour and cotton threads. So I am super delighted about that, because all the ones I got from thread clubs from the States, which I'm not a member of anymore because I just decided the postage was just getting a bit silly. So I'm super excited that Peakside are going to be selling those. And I think on the social media post when they announced it, someone did say, do you think you'll stock some of their fabric in future? And Sue said maybe. So fingers crossed, everyone, for colour and cotton fabrics coming to the UK soon. Anyway, so I'm pleased with my progress on that one. I'm putting this one away now. It might come out again this year. Not as evening stitching, but I might pull it out as out and about stitching because I can stitch it in hand. And it's 36 count, but it's quite light and it's not tight. The holes are really easy to see. So maybe, but yeah, I am very pleased with how far I got on that, and it may or may not come out again this year. So that was that. Just let me put all that back in the bag, otherwise this is just going to be chaos afterwards. Right, and then I only have one other cross stitch whip to show you. So I think I said on my last video, after I'd finished my days on Jane Marshall, I was going to get on with my Bouncing Babies ABC. So do I have the cover photo? Because I know it fell out of the project bag and was kicking around on the sitting room floor. So I may or may not have the cover photo. No, I don't. I will try and insert a cover photo here. So this is my other big focus piece for the year, and it has kind of fallen off. I did end up focusing on the Snoopy Afghan for the first half of the year, but I want to finish this year. And I have, after the block I'm currently stitching, I have 7 more blocks left to do. So it's a bit in the balance, but I'm really determined to kind of do it. I'm just going to take this needle out so you can see it properly. So I hadn't started the block I'm about to show you now. Last time I saw you, I hadn't stitched on this for quite a while. So this whole block you're about to see has been done since I last saw you. And here is where I am. So as you can see, I'm on the C block. C is for cake. And this is very nearly finished. The only, can you see here, there's some missing thread. The only thing I need to do is fill all that in. And I wouldn't usually stitch the cake base like that, leaving those gaps to fill in. But I've run out of 676, DMC 676, which all that stitching that is left is 676. So it's just filling I need to do. I have some thread on order with Peakside. I only realised yesterday that I didn't have any 676. I thought I had another skein of it, but I didn't. And so I did put an order in for Peakside for some 676 and some colour and cotton thread, because it couldn't come by itself, like one skein. Anything might happen to it. So, and I got a dispatch notice yesterday. I love that about Sue at Peakside. It's always speedily dispatched. So I'm keeping everything crossed it's going to get here in today's post, because the post hasn't come yet today. If not, everything else in this block has finished. So I'm going to move to the next block this evening if this DMC hasn't come. But I'm fingers crossed it will come, and if it does, I think I'll get all that done today, because I don't even, apart from like the bottom bit, I don't even really need to look at the pattern, because I just know all the blank space needs to be filled in with 676. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how that is stitched up, and also it has taken me kind of just about 2 weeks. I'd have to add up whether it's 2 weeks and a day or just 2 weeks, but that is a big old cupcake. There's like a couple of thousand stitches in there, and so that is one of the bigger motifs. And I think the corner blocks, so the corner blocks are just 3 lines of letters. I think they're going to stitch up a lot quicker than some of these big motifs, because there's also, not only is it big, there's a lot of shading in there, there's a lot of colour changes. So I'm keeping everything crossed, and I'm semi-thinking, will I get the corner block finished by the end of August? Where are we now? The 23rd. So that's 8 days left in August? 9 days. 8 days. Why can't I do maths? 8 days. 8 days left in August. That is going to be tight. That is going to be pushing it. But I could probably get this block done by the 4th of September, which is my birthday. So yeah, if I got these 2 blocks finished, if I get more than that done, fabulous. But if I get those 2 blocks done, I'll be really happy. This is stitched on 36 count Edinburgh linen by Zweigart, just in white. It's using all the called for DMC. The designer is Lucy Heaton, and the PDF is available on her website. So yeah, this is big focus for me now, but I really feel this cupcake was something to break the back of. Most of the other motifs I've got left are not as big and don't have as much shading, so fingers crossed for year end on that. But yeah, feeling very positive about that. So yeah, so that is all the stitching I've done since I last saw you, because there's just less time to stitch because we've been so busy at weekends. There's no out and about stitching, you know, so just life is full, and sometimes when life is full, that means there's less time for stitching, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes the other stuff matters more. I have also done some knitting. So, knitting wise, this is in a chewed Penelope's pocket bag. She does these, they're not called the Caroline because they're other fronted project bags. I'd have to look up what these are called. If I remember, I'll put it down here. But she does sell these pouches as well. They're zip up pouches. My dog got hold of mine and chewed it here and chewed through the zip there, so you know they're not in a great state. But in here at the moment is my roulade scarf. I bought this as a kit from Loop London, which is a knitting store up near Angel in central London. And this is where I am. So if you remember last time, I think I was on my 8th stripe of pink. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I was here, and I've stitched all that since the last time I saw you. Or knitted. I keep saying stitch when I'm talking about knitting. So why have I managed to do so much knitting? We haven't been on any long car journeys, but I did take my children to the cinema to see the new Minions movie, which is very good. I would recommend Minions: The Rise of Gru. My kids love Minions. And while I can't obviously cross stitch in the cinema, I can knit. So I have managed to finish the light pink and the white stripe, and I've just started. I'm halfway through a row. I don't usually stop halfway through a row. I might finish that off after I finish this. Of joining this darker pink colour, which is here. As I say, it came as a kit. The wool I'm using is called, I've never been able to get this to focus. Go on, you know you want to camera raise? Is that focusing? It's Peruvian, and it is 50% llama, 50% lamb's wool. It's very fluffy, almost like, not quite like Angora, but you know, like hairy wool. I don't think you can see it on there, but it is quite hairy. Now, the only thing I did manage to do, and this is knitting in the dark at the cinema, is I managed to kind of drop a stitch so it was a hole, but it wasn't like fully dropped, and then I'd managed to recreate it somehow. So there's this little hole in the middle that wasn't going anywhere. It wasn't insecure, but it also wasn't joined at the top. And I didn't want to pull it all the way back because I was just feeling too lazy. So I'm afraid I've just kind of like just stitched it closed because it wasn't going to unravel. And I honestly don't know what I did, and I couldn't pick it up because I'd like managed to make the stitch again. So it wasn't like there was anywhere to, you know, just lift it up the ladder. So I've probably done the wrong thing, but I have just stitched it closed, and I don't think you can tell. And this is only for me anyway, and I still take the view I'm very much a beginner knitter. So yeah, stuff's going to go wrong and stuff's going to go weird occasionally. So that's where I am in my knitting. I might try and finish that row later. So that's that. And that is everything I've worked on. So now I'm just kind of on to plans and haul. So this is going to be a quick one today. It's going to be super quick. I think my summer holiday ones are always quicker just because, you know, life. So the first part of plans I've kind of touched on already. I am going to go back to this, and my plan is mainly for the rest of the year to work on this a lot, because I want to get it finished. So I'm hoping to finish this today if the thread turns up, and then move over to this corner block and try and get that finished by the end of the month / my birthday, which is the 4th of September. And so then there's another corner block over here by the A, but I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that block till last because I want to personalise it. And then I'm going to come down and work along the bottom row, so I have any of the bottom row done, and do the corner block X, Y, Z, and the final one. And that also kind of works for WIPGO, because on WIPGO so far, C, 2 corner blocks X and Y have already all been called, and I obviously haven't finished any of them. So in kind of catching up WIPGO, they're all called, so it kind of makes sense to do it that way, and it also makes sense for me for stitching it. So that is a big part of my plans. So some to the 4th of September. Then I'm going to have a birthday start, which I'll talk to you about next. And then I'll probably give my birthday start a week, maybe 10 days. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. We'll see how urgently I feel the need to get back to this and get stitching. And that might partly depend on what I finish prior to my birthday. And then I'm going to be back on this, and I'm going to be hitting it really hard to try and get it done. So that's the main part of my plans. Plus September means return of after school clubs and whatnot, so there will be some out and about stitching recommencing, and haven't decided what that's going to be yet. Might be back to Seize the Day from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, but it might be J Marshall, it might be something else entirely. Haven't fully decided. Right, and then the other part of my plans is my birthday start. Now, I have spoken about my birthday start on this channel before, but not for a while. So I didn't really know what I was planning as my birthday start this year. Hadn't really got there. And then I bought With the Needle too in, I don't know, May maybe, April, May time. And when I bought it, I had no plans for it to be an imminent start or anything like that. It's just a lovely chart, and I thought I will stitch that one day. And then Crafting Kirsty was like, that should be your birthday start, and I'll start it with you. So fine. So she twisted my arm by not really twisting my arm, and I decided that we would start this for my birthday. So Crafting Kirsty's starting it with me. You are all welcome to join too. I'm going to be using the hashtag BonkersBDayBap22, and you're all very welcome to join. You're welcome to join if you want to stitch this with me and Kirsty. You're welcome to join if you've already started this. Just use the hashtag, you can jump in. Or if you have a massive bonkers start that you would like to start that is not this but something else, then please use my birthday as an excuse to start it and tag me. That would be cool. So I've picked out the fabric to this, and last time when I showed this with the fabric, I had a big panic in the video that the fabric wasn't big enough. And I convinced myself it was fine, and then this morning I had another big panic that the fabric wasn't big enough. So I finally actually went and bothered to use Yarn Tree's fabric calculator, and decided that yes, it is absolutely fine. And I'm going to stitch this on 38 count latte by, I don't know if this is by Northumberland Sampler House or Foxglove and Lace. Foxglove and Lace linens. I think maybe it's Foxglove and Lace. I'm just going to get the tag out from the other one. I'm just going to compare and contrast the handwriting. Yeah, okay, that settled it. It's Foxglove and Lace linens. 38 count latte by Foxglove and Lace linens. I had this in my stash for a little while. So that is the fabric I'm going to use. It is big enough. I have triple checked, and these are the threads. They're all classic Colourworks, apart from one Gentle Arts. There's a lot of thread in this. How many colours are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. There's 21 overdyes and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 8 DMCs. I haven't pulled the DMCs yet, but they're all the overdyes. All 21 of them. They're all classic Colourworks except one which is Gentle Art. And yeah, I think that is going to look fabulous. I had a good look at it this morning to decide where I'm going to start, and having measured the fabric and all the things, I'm going to start in the middle. I'm going to start by doing, let me see, the border around the text. I don't want to start with the text because the text is 1/1. So I think what I'll do is stitch that border, and then I probably won't stitch the text straight away, 1/1. So from that border I'll probably either go up or out to one of those deers or something. So that is the plan. And as I say, I'm going to start that on the 4th of September. Please join in with this, either as a new start of a whip or something else just massive and insane that you would like to start. And that'd be cool. I'll give that, as I say, a week or 10 days, so I'll probably have it finished by the time you next see it. If I don't record for the next 10 years. Right, and then, so that's all the plans, all the stitching, and then it's haul. And I don't think I've had a lot of haul for a while on my videos, like a chart here, a thread club there, but I don't think, probably since market, I've had a lot of haul. And there was something about finishing that Snoopy that just made me go on a shopping spree. I don't want a new start, particularly. I mean, that's my birthday start. That's been planned for a while, but I'm not hankering after a new start. I've got loads of whips that I want to stitch on. I just wanted some stash. And I kind of think the impetus of a finish was like, oh, you can treat yourself. You don't treat yourself. We're like re-watching Parks and Rec at the moment, so I've got Donna and Tom's treat yourself day. So I think I went on a bit of a treat yourself splurge. So what did I do? What did I do? Well, first of all, I got my latest Year in the Woods chart in the Cottage Garden Samplings. I'm sure you've all seen this. It's the woodpecker. I love him. He doesn't have a weird neck. Thank you to everyone that agreed with me about the owl and his very weird neck. I'm glad I am not the only one that disturbed me. So yeah, anyway, love the woodpecker. His neck is not weird. Far more on board with that. So that's the first thing. Then I went on Peak Slide. And I needed, well I didn't need, but I've shown you my floss storage here before. And in the process of finishing that Peanuts Afghan, I used up the end of my 726. So I needed to get some more 726 for my kind of master set. So there it is. And I didn't want that coming by itself. So what did I do? I bought stuff to come with it. So the first thing I bought was The Humming of the Bees by Blackbird Designs, and this was a market release this year, wasn't it? And I kind of wished I'd bought it then. So that one has been in the back of my mind for a while, that I wanted to buy that. I just love it. I love everything about it. I love the house. I love the bee skip. I just love it. So that was the first thing. And then the other thing I got that I wished I bought at market and didn't. Well, no, that's not true. I didn't wish I bought it at market, but then soon after market, when other people showed it, I wished I had bought it. And that was A Heart Remembers, again by Blackbird. And the reason I didn't go for this at market was I thought it was a lot of these heart-shaped pillows, which, to be perfectly frank, I find a little bit twee. I do not want a heart-shaped pillow in my life. I find it a bit late 80s, early 90s. No offence to anyone that is their kind of decor, but it's not mine. But if you haven't seen in this book, it's got loads of lovely things that are not heart-shaped pillows. So it's got this lovely sampler here, which I really like. I like everything about that. I like the rose, I like the birds, I like that little house. But all over that, it has Heart and Home, the big one on the front cover, which I love as well. All over that. It's got all the bits of that. Has this one, Where My Heart Blooms, which again, not a heart pillow type thing. What else does it have? It has this Remember Me, Pinky. It's a really good book. It's got loads in, and then we start getting into the hearts. So they're all hearts now to the end. 3, 4. No, there's this one. Wildflower Guide. There. It's another lovely sampler type thing. Yeah, so there's only 4 heart-shaped pillows in this book. So if, like me, you're put off by the title and those heart-shaped pillows, it's not full of heart-shaped pillows. And then on the rest of my Blackbirds kit, I bought Agnes Platt Strawberry Sampler, which I've wanted for a while as well. Clearly into red houses and bee skips at the moment. Got that. And then I got 2 Plum Street charts. I've wanted this one for ages, and every time I've gone to buy it, it's been out of stock. So this is Plum Street Samplers Earthly Treasures. Every time I've tried to buy this, it's been out of stock. And it says, dwell not on earthly treasures, nor covet or envy or pout. Thou entered this world and brought nothing in, and will carry with thee nothing out. So yeah, like that. I don't have planned to stitch any of this stuff. And then this last one, I do have a plan to stitch actually, not soon, but I have a plan for it. And it's not massively a chart I would have bought for me, to stitch for me. But it's a very popular chart. It's also by Plum Street, and it's also one of their this year's releases. And This Is the Day. Oh, it's another red house, look. And it's any of you that have, been taken to church or still go to church will know the words. This is the day that the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. And I have a plan for this. as I say, it is not necessarily my personal cup of tea, but I have a plan. Right, and if that wasn't enough, and again, I blame Crafting Kirsty for this a little bit. So I joined the Poppy Patch Cottage Garden Sampling Thread of the Month Club, and these are the 5 colours I got. I got wheat, which is amazing. And they don't want to, it wants to focus on me and not the thread. I got, that one is, sorry, eggplant. Hippistrum, which is like orange to yellow to green. Kookaburra. My personal favourite is Yankee, that kind of sage, light sage to dark sage colour. That didn't focus on any of those at all. But so from now on, I'm going to be getting 5 cottage garden threads a month from Poppy Patch. I'm so super excited about that. Yet another set of threads to add to my stash and to try out. So yeah, not that I am planning to use them or anything. And if you have been following Needlework Expo, you will notice, or you will have seen that there's a whole series of designs that use some cottage garden thread. So if you're interested in that, it might be worth going and having a look at Poppy Patch. I haven't been following Needlework Expo that much. I know Liz Matthews and Kathy Barrick have as always released a load of things that I love. But I'm trying not to spend money, A, because I've just spent a load of money, and B, because I'm just not really in a new start mood. I watched Jessie Marie does stuff the other day, and she was saying she is not in a new start mood, and I know exactly what she means. I have so many lovely whips that barely get any attention, and I just would rather focus on some of those and just whip down a little bit than be starting new things. I am a process stitcher, but I you know, I've picked beautiful starts, and I just don't want to keep starting more and more and more and not having time to actually stitch on them. So, you know, she says, having just announced she's going to start something massive in like 10 days. But what are we if not contradictions? So yeah, on that note, that is all I have. I will link obviously Poppy Patch down below. I will see you probably in just under a couple of weeks. I will try and get back onto my Friday filming schedule. I'll try and do a film on, what, the 2nd of September, so just before my birthday. So hopefully I will see you again before I do start my birthday start, and you will see how far I've managed to get on that alphabet, which will be exciting. But yeah, as always, you know, enjoy your stitching, treat it like a hobby, not a job. If it's, you know, not bringing you joy, don't do it. Life's too short. And until I see you next time, have a great week, stitchers. Bye. Hiya, I'm back. So really embarrassingly, I forgot my best bit of haul, and I don't know how I forgot it. It was right next to me. I think it's because I have a little table here that has all the stuff I'm going to show, and it's too big for the table, so it's kind of down the back, but I forgot it. But that is no reflection on how much I love this bit of haul, which I absolutely love. And if you have been on my Instagram recently, you'll have seen it. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about this awesomeness. Look at this bag. This is a Gertrude bag from Penelope's Pocket. So you've seen Penelope's Pocket bags on my channel before, and I even mentioned it, didn't I? Because I said more from Penelope's Pocket later when I was showing you my knitting pouch. So you've seen Penelope's Pocket bags on my channel before, project bags that I absolutely love. This is a brand new bag in Sarah's range, and it's called the Gertrude, and I got mine just over a week ago. So she posted the first ones about 10 days ago, and I was on there that evening, although she did give me a bit of a heads up. But this is fully paid for. This is not, she didn't give me this is paid for. She had about 6 or 7 different designs, and I really ummed and ahed, and we had friends over that night, and so I even had a consult to help me choose. But this is the one I love best, and I was really tossing up between about 4 different options. It's got this cool like gold mistletoe stuff on. And on the inside, there you go, it's like a gold fleur-de-lis, and it is just amazing. You see that it says Penelope's pocket. And these fit Sarah's Caroline bags perfectly, so there you go. There are my Caroline bags. I have 6 Caroline bags at the moment, and so 6 of them are fitting in there absolutely beautifully. I also have my cardigan that is getting nowhere fast in there, but so I also have a knitting project. And I would say I could easily get another couple of Caroline bags in there. And I have the tassels hanging over the side, and it's just absolutely perfect storage for either taking them out or just being at the side of your stitchy spot. Last time I checked, which was a couple of days ago, she did have some of these still in stock, and I know she said she still had the fabric for them. And so she might be able to make some more depending on how well they sell. So if you want one of these, quickly head over to Penelope's Pocket and snap one up. I am absolutely thrilled with mine. Thank you so much, Sarah. And while I bought that, she has been for a little while selling these scissors. So along with my order, I grabbed this little pair of scissors. Look at the scissors, not of me. And they're very cute. And then when I opened it, Sarah obviously knew it was my birthday, and I said this was going to be an early birthday present to myself, which it is, and she gave me some gold ones as a birthday present. So I bought the black ones and I was gifted the gold ones. So thank you so much, Sarah. I have said thank you to her separately as well, but thank you so much. And right now I'm going to take those, and I kept them in the Gertrude to be able to show you, and then just forgot the whole Gertrude. And I promise it's not a reflection on how much I love this bag. I absolutely love it. But so now I've shown you my lovely gift, I'm going to put it in my birthday new start. So the scissors for my birthday are in my birthday new start. And then I realised immediately that I hadn't shown you the Gertrude when I stood up. I had a bit of a nightmare at the end of the filming because the camera stopped recording and I hadn't realised, and so I had to go back and refilm it. And then immediately after I'd filmed that end bit again, I realised that I hadn't shown you the Gertrude, but I had to go and give my children some lunch. So about an hour later than last time you saw me. But in the meantime, my thread came for finishing my cupcake. So after I've done this, I can go and I can edit this up and I can finish that row of knitting and get cracking on that cupcake. So that is brilliant. That'll be a finish tonight. And also in that packet came the colour and cotton threads that I ordered from Peakside. There you go. And don't they make an amazing colour palette just together, just those 5? I think when I next fancy a new start, I might look for a Quaker and try and do perhaps a conversion into those colours myself. So they are almond latte, brass, bracken, eucalyptus and frosted sage on the end. I think they're amazing together. So yeah, so that was that little bit of haul that came, that you got to see because I messed up showing you all my haul. And that really is it this time. So I'm going to go, I'm going to piece this all together, edit it up, do that knitting, start this stitching, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. See you later, stitchers. Bye.